The First Omen was very interesting until it kind of wasn't. The First Omen stars Nell Tigerfree as Margaret. And Margaret's from America. She grew up in the church, was born and raised in the church, never knew anything else. And one of the elders and priests there at the church tells her to go to Rome so they can do some stuff there in Rome and she could be a full-time nun and help in this only girls' orphanage. Now, when she gets there, she does notice a little girl that's a little demented, a little disturbed, and she starts to get close to her and try to figure out why. And in doing so, she opens the door to a lot of madness. Now, this movie never really had an idea of what I was expecting going into it. I saw the trailers and I thought it looked cool. It looked expensive. It looked cool. I was like, horror movies, let's go. But when it comes to like demonic possession, nuns, church stuff, and horror movies, I never really dug it. I never really thought it was cool at all. And it just like, I don't know, kind of boring sometimes. And I definitely felt that in some of this movie. Some of this movie I was a little bored. But overall, it's a pretty fun time at the movies. Now, the directing is what really keeps your eye. The director does a great job on really having the creep factor. This movie is fully creepy the whole time. Fully creepy. Now, obviously, there's some like lighthearted scenes in it when like the main character goes to a club, goes out, has fun with friends, stuff like that. But overall, the movie is pretty creepy. So definitely get ready to be creeped out for 2 hours because that's what this movie is. And the director does these really cool shots to bring up some good scares. There's a few shots in this movie that if you took a still of it, a still image of it, it could disturb some people. I think if you don't have a strong stomach and you're not the biggest fan of horror movies, beware of this movie, not because of the gore, because there is a few disturbing shots in this movie that I was like, ugh. There's a scene of a lady having a baby and a grown hand comes out of her hoo-ha and that image is scarring. Luckily, I have a brain of a goldfish, so I kind of just forget things immediately. But I think I will think about that later because that was actually very disturbing. But when it does come to everything else in the movie, I think the acting is top notch. Nell Tigerfree, by the way, she has a really badass name. She kills it. She kills this movie so hard. She is a star. I actually wanted to see her in more stuff after the movie ended because I was like, yo, I want to see your range. I want to see you go even farther than this because she does great in this movie. She steals the screen. There is a sequence at the end of this movie. Well, 15 minutes before the end of this movie where there's like a car accident and she gets out of a car and there's just like this 5-minute sequence of her just like losing her shit because she's like going through some stuff. And wow, I was like, this is acting right here. Give her the Oscar right now because she was incredible. I loved her acting in this. You really felt for her. Did she make stupid decisions in this movie? Hell yeah, she did. But overall, she did a fantastic performance. I loved her work in this. Now, I feel like they could have wrote her a few better scenes and a few different sequences to kind of not make the audience be like, why did she do that? Come on. You know what was going to happen a mile away. Why did you make that choice? There are certain choices that her character makes that just don't make any sense sometimes. For me personally, it's just like, when you started seeing weird shit and like demon shit, like I would have went back to America day one. I would have went back to America. I'm buying the ticket. I'm buying the flight. I got the Uber there. Now it's the 70s and I got Uber, so they probably have taxis or llamas. So, you take that, boom, you're out. But she decided to stay and she kind of dealt with the consequences on that. Now, when it does come to the story, this story is fine. The issue is, you've seen it 5 million times. It is typical plot. Typical nun, church, demons, devil, birth of Satan plot. It is the typical shit you've already seen. And that is the issue with this movie. If you're going to reuse a plot that most audiences have already seen, You need to give us something new and fresh. And I do think there are a few things in here that are a little fresh and new to audiences, but it's not fully that. It's 2 hours. 2 hours, you need to show up, and I need to be fucking mind blown if you're going to reuse a fucking plot of a same horror movie. You're putting this much budget into this film. This film looks expensive. Like, when you watch it, it probably is not expensive as it looks, but it looks great. The cinematography is good. Acting is great. Story's fun. There is gore. There is creepy ass fucking scenes, but there's nothing that pushes the boundary. And the biggest issue with this movie is the landing of the ending. It doesn't land. The ending does not land. The ending is like stretched out for like 15 minutes longer than it needs to be. And it just isn't what you want to see. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I wish I was in the writer's room to tell you guys how this movie should have ended, because it would have just been the cherry on top of a good movie, but it could have been a great movie if it just landed that ending. I think the ending just drags too much. There's too much like, what? Why would she make that choice? Why would this person do that? And it just didn't make sense at the end of it. And they end it like it's some like in some like cool like Avengers type way, because it's a prequel to the original film. And I'm like, what is this? What is this movie? What is this movie? I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and I think it's a good time, and I actually would watch this again for certain scenes that were really disturbing and I thought were very well done, especially the opening. But overall, it's fun until you just realize you've already seen this movie. There's not really a twist because you knew what it was already, and by the end of it, you're just like, damn. There's really nothing I've never seen before in this movie, and I really wanted to see something I've never seen before, or maybe see the same thing done in a different way to just be fresh. But I've already seen it, and from the way this movie did it, it was just not as good as other films. Immaculate, that just came out with Sydney Sweeney, is the same exact movie, and it's better. So it just kind of sucks to see a movie like this go down at the end of the movie, to just be like, it was just a typical horror movie about nuns and demons. And it's unfortunate in that front there, because I really liked Late Night with the Devil as well last week, but same issue, doesn't stick the landing. Now, if you're a horror fan, definitely go see this movie, because I know horror fans, we all get different things. We all like different things in horror movies. But overall, this movie is a good movie. You want to go see it? Go check it out. Now, do I wish I would have saw Monkey Man instead of this tonight? Honestly, yes. But I don't regret it. It was a fun time. I always like sitting in the theater during horror movies, seeing people's reactions and stuff. Now, coming to the crowd. If you were at my 10:30 p.m. showtime that ended like at 12:57 in the morning, and you were in the last row, and you were a man and a woman talking behind me, I hate you. Why are you at a theater at 10:30 at night where the movie starts at 11, and you're having a full-blown fucking conversation while the previews are going? Every preview is going. You know what? I give you a pass because the previews are going. I really don't want you to talk during the previews, because I do want to feel the trailers and I want to feel the intensity of them. But you know what? Do your fucking talking. But when the movie starts, you shut your damn mouth, dude. Don't talk during this movie, especially horror movies. There's so many silent parts. Why are you talking? I don't need you to hear, oh my God, is she about to get jump scared? Oh my God, oh, I knew it. Bro, I don't care if you knew it. If you knew I'm going to turn around and punch you in the face, you would shut your damn mouth. So shut your mouth while you're in the theater. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people? There was a woman right in front of me on her phone playing Candy Crush for like an hour. The first hour of this fucking movie, I'm seeing the screen and I'm seeing this bitch playing Candy Crush. What the? Guys, I hope you like that episode of Blood Bucket, because we are not stopping. This is second episode of Blood Bucket that we've done on this channel, and I'm so excited to do more, and I cannot wait to see better horror movies, I'm not going to lie. But we'll also do some horror movies of my past that I love. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream, Saw. We'll talk about all those films here on Blood Bucket every episode. We'll be coming out with a new episode next Friday. Honestly, don't know what movie yet, but stay tuned. I'll definitely tease it on my social media there. But definitely, I had a fun time making this video. I love talking to you guys about movies. Thanks for all the support on the past 2 videos. It means a lot that I came back to YouTube and still have my little fan base here of my subscribers. So I definitely appreciate every single one of you. Definitely like, comment, subscribe on this video if you want to see more. Also, man, just have a good night. Have a good day. Go see Monkey Man. Go see First Omen. Go to the movies. Have a good weekend. Have a good day. This should be out on Friday. So you guys have a good Friday, and we'll talk to you next time.